There's some nights where the defense is there, but the offense sputters a bit, and then other nights where the offense is rolling, you maybe give up a little bit too much. What's the challenge in kind of finding that balance night in, night out of pushing for enough, but defending properly?
Yeah, the good example is that from the Minnesota game to the one we had the other night where we scored 9. And, you want to play good hockey and the right way, and you're not cheating the game too much. And, it was nice to see our guys get rewarded because I think overall we've been playing pretty well defensively. Our attention to detail has been better. And, and as good as that is, sometimes you play a really good game and you just can't score. And I thought that's what happened against the Minnesota game where, their goalie played really well or we just didn't bear down and finish the opportunities. But we got to be careful that we can't be expecting to score 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals to win hockey games. And, it's usually 3 should be enough to score or win a hockey game, and that's kind of the mentality. Is that if we can keep the other team to 2, we should be able to win. So, from a coach's perspective, we're always thinking more of the defense, and the players' perspective, they're thinking more offense. So you got to have a balance.
I'm not sure if yesterday was one of your scheduled days off or if just tactically that's a decision that you guys made, but what does it mean to be in a stretch here where you're getting the practice time you need, but also the team is getting some rest at times too?
Very important. First 7 weeks, we didn't have practice time. We didn't have time off. The only time we had off was when we were on a plane traveling multiple time zones. Right now, it's a bit of a luxury right now that we've had multiple practices the last couple of weeks. We think we've had 4 or 5 practices, and we've been able to have some days off. Yesterday was not, it was a tentative day off. Going into the game, we knew that there were certain guys that had been playing a lot that they needed some time off. It wasn't initially thought that we were going to do with everybody, but after the game and thinking about our schedule and kind of getting prepared for next week, because next week's going to be a lot of travel, a lot of games that we're just trying to stay ahead of it.
Kris, I wanted to ask about Zach Hyman. Obviously, he was a big loss at the beginning of the year. What are you seeing in his game? And is he kind of back to the Zach Hyman that we've kind of expected to see here?
Well, he started off very slow last year, production-wise anyways. I thought he played really well. I'm just going back to last year. And I had this conversation with Zach and asked him when how his scoring started. And I think he said he didn't get his first goal until I think 11 games in. And I remember it was in Nashville. And I remember seeing, we had a meeting with a outside analytics organization and told us about where Zach is on the expected goals. And they said they'd never seen anybody expected to score this much and not score yet. And they said he's due. And that night he scored. So anyways, he got off to a slow start, played well, but didn't score very much. And that, I think, very similar to this year. And, I think he's been pretty good, but the timing, the details hasn't been quite there. But now that he's playing, just that goal the other night on him turning it on and driving the net and be able to finish the play that he did, I think he's looking more like the Zach Hyman that we're used to.
He's a guy that does take the puck to the net, goes hard to the hard areas, and does the dirty things that you need to score. I guess, how much did you guys miss that when he wasn't in the lineup?
Oh, absolutely miss it a lot. You're always looking for players that can, one, score, but also make it difficult for the opposition. He can drive the puck to the net, and he can also make it hard for the opposition goalie just by what he does in front of the net. So, and he's still a really good defensive player. Last year in the playoffs we used him for the penalty kill, and whether we use him later on in the year for the penalty kill or not, but not only does he score goals, but his all-around game is good.